The next tool we're going to look at in our discussion of packet analysis tools is HPing2. Now, you may have heard that HPing2 is a hacker tool, and that's true. It has been used by hackers for a while to basically circumvent security on different networks and boxes. It's a multi-purpose tool that can scan networks, craft packets, and do other amazing things. It's a versatile tool that is Linux based. It's a command line tool, but don't let that sway you from using it. And it has tons of options. Again, it can craft packets. It can make malformed packets to send to different hosts. It can also spoof its addresses. Now, why would a security person need to know this? Well, in case you ever see it on a packet capture, that might be one reason you might want to be able to identify HPing2, and you might want to be able to use it to perform evaluations on your hosts and your networks. So it's a good tool to learn, actually. Let's go ahead and do a quick demonstration on HPing2, and we're going to do a packet capture as well so we can see what the traffic looks like. Okay, we're in our backtrack box. I've actually started a capture on the XP box. Let's take a look at HPing2 really quick. Alright, let's look at the help first so you can kind of see the different options that are offered. Now, if you look through here, there's a ton of options, as you can see, and really running HPing2 is knowing what to get it to do and how to get it to do it by knowing the different options. There's different help options, of course, but you can also change your scan options, how fast you want the scan to go, at what interval you want it to go, which interface to use. You can also change the packet mode. You can use raw IP or you can use TCP packets. You can also use ICMP packets or UDPs. You can change different characteristics of the scan by using other options. You can change your source address. You can spoof it. You can also use a random source address if you like. You can change characteristics of the packets, the time to live, their fragmentation, and so forth. And you can also change different characteristics of ICMP. As far as TCP and UDP goes, different options you can use, including sequence numbers, but you can also set the TCP flags. So as you can see, knowing HPing2 is very useful in your security work. It's a very versatile tool. Now let's go ahead and look at a quick HPing2 scan. We're actually going to send some packets, a few packets, to the XP box. So let's actually tell it what box we want, 172.16.30.10. And we're going to specify a random source address. And we're also going to set some different TCP flags. Let's go ahead and make it a Christmas tree attack using the -X. It will set different flags, different TCP flags. And let's go ahead and start that. And it's going to go ahead and run for a couple of minutes. We're not going to let it run the full time. We're just going to send a few packets to it so we can see what the capture is going to look like. We want to get enough traffic in there just so you can kind of see what the results of an HPing2 scan really are. So we'll let it run a few seconds, and it's hopefully spoofing its source address, and it's setting different TCP flags that we can look at in the capture. That should be just about enough. Let's see how many packets it sent. It sent 36 packets. Now let's go ahead and look at our packet capture in our Windows XP box and see what we get. We've got a lot of traffic here. Let's go ahead and stop our capture. And we've got different things we want to look at. And we're just going to go over a few interesting things. As you can see, we've got some broadcast traffic here, of course. And that may or may not be relevant to what we're doing. It's a ARP from 30.1. Well, 30.1 is a non-existent address, so it may be spoofing. We know that our backtrack box is 30.20, by the way, in case I didn't mention that. But look at where we've got traffic coming from. We've got traffic from 154.46.143.35. Well, I can tell you that there's only two boxes on this network, 30.10, which is our XP box, and 30.20, which is our backtrack box. So we've already seen a spoof here. Here's another spoof source address. And HPing2 just comes up with this stuff randomly, like we said it would. But it's sending various packets here. Now, if we want to, we can actually look and see what kind of flags are being set. And this may change as we go. Let's kind of scoot over here. Let's go ahead and make our box bigger here. And there we go. Now let's look over here at our flags. So we've got some flags set here. Well, what were they? In this case, we have no flags set. So it's kind of interesting. And this may change depending upon what kind of packet it's sending out. So we can look through here and kind of see what's going on. Here we have the echo flag set. So there's some different random flags being set. We told it to do a Christmas tree attack, but we may have to fine tune that when we play with HPing2. And basically that's all HPing2 is playing with it and learning it and fine tuning it. Figuring out how to get exactly what you want out of it. It's so versatile, there's just so many things you can do with it. But that's just a quick traffic scan just to kind of show you what we got. HPing2 is very useful, and as you can see, it can actually help teach you a lot about packet captures and security, and you can use it to help evaluate the security on your boxes.